All right. I have got to see if that is an original Scotty fiberglass sink. As I kill time waiting for people to come on our unannounced live. But anyway, that's what I would like to put in this camper. We shall see. Can you hear me? Is anybody there? Big Job, what's up? Look at that, Big Job. Original Scotty sink and stove that I'm going to measure to see if it will fit right there. As you can see, I did put the time in to make the bed. All right, I'm going to measure this real quick. Let's see, we're going to be every bit of 39 wide. So really what we're talking about I don't want to put this in here so everybody comes in later can see what we're talking about. Can you see that? Oh, a little bit. Yeah, what I'm trying to get this thing moving. But yeah, we're gonna see if we could fit this vintage Scotty fiberglass sink and countertop into the space that we have. And I'm having some doubts. I was very, man, it's really nice out right now, real sunny. I was really sure that it was going to work, but now I am not so sure. So I'm going to have to measure. What did I do with? There it is. I've got my stool. I should be using this to climb in and out. Okay. There we go. Hey, it worked. Okay. I'm pulling these out now. Instead of waiting for next time. Frustrating myself about it. Okay. For those of you just arriving, this is a vintage Scotty fiberglass sink and countertop. And right there is where the stove goes. Is that the blue? It is. And trouble with it is it's not original paint. Somebody painted over it. So I'm going to have to do a lot of work to bring it back to life. We're not going to do that right now, though. What we're going to do right now is we are going to measure to make sure that this fits in the space allocated. Okay. All right. Well, shoot. I know what we can do. Let's see. This is 18 high, but I guess we could probably just do something. something like that. That'll give us maybe, well, that's real close actually. Maybe over a little more, I think. Really need to take this up off the wheels and get it squared in. But this, I just gotta see if we're close. We need 39 inches for our sink, which is fine. We got plenty of space, except we don't because there's gonna be a dinette up here. We gotta see how far that is going to be. So 39 outside measurement. And that dinette is supposed to be somewhere around 31 and a half. I don't mind giving up 1.5 inches, but I don't want to give up 3, 4, 5 inches because the gauchos were only like, I can't remember if they were 43 or 45 wide. They weren't 48, I don't believe. So I just want to create some drama here. Not really, but you know, what are we doing? If I go to 48, oh my gosh. I can tell you right now, oh, 39. I was thinking of a piece of plywood. We're going to go, let's just say 39 and a half is right here. Okay. I go. Oh, we got that bump out on the front that's going to give us a little more space. So, if I was to tell you, believe it or not, I am not completely prepared. But if I set this flat, we're going to get close. All right. We're going to put another piece of tape just down here, just to give me a close idea. Now, I'm going to get my writing utensil. Let me find my template. Here it is. This is the template I'm using for the seat over here. But anyway, that's it. And this is out of newer Scotty, but they put a couple more inches on them. They used to be a lot shorter. So this is going to be about, I thought this was higher. Still going to be a little higher. Probably going to go up to 15 on it. It's about almost 14. We'll probably go 15 just for better seating position. So if I come up 15, let's just do that right now. Let's just get this back. Oh, we're on a bump right there. Let's just say it's somewhere in this, very close. We're just trying to get close right now. Did I even come up high enough? Probably not. Let's do this right there. All right. So if we come up 15, it's going to be somewhere in right there. So measuring from our bump out, this is where the seat will be at 15. Oh, hey, no problem. It's 31 and a half like that. And if I put a little seat thing on, or, you know, right there, we're at 31. That's fine. That's fine. I think I'll go to this other side real quick and just see what I've got to the door. Plenty to the door. Way too much, actually. But that's okay. It's okay. I'm not going to take anything out of the bump out. Alexander, hi. Nice to see you. Glad you're here. All right. We are taking this vintage Scotty sink and countertop that has a place for a stove to install in our limited space. So that's what we're kind of working on. And it does appear that I've got enough space, but there's not a but it's not as good a shape as I thought. Somebody repainted it with a brush, so I'm going to have to sand it all down and get some appliance enamel paint and paint that. But I'm probably going to paint it white because our refrigerator is white and our AC is white. So I think it would look much better white. They all came with brown stovetop. It's just how they were, so we're going to leave it like that. Don't really want to send off for reporcelaing. It takes time, and it is not super expensive, but it costs a couple bucks. All right, let's just double check here, see how close, because that's going to come to here. This is going to, we're way off. How did I miss that measurement? We're way off. Totally botched that. Totally botched it. Sorry. How did that happen? How could I be that far off? Oh, I went to the wrong side of the tape. That's terrible. Now we're sitting at 30 and a half. But 30, I think I can live with a 30-inch wide because they came from the factory 31, 31 and a half. This side will be a little bit smaller. This one will be a little bit wider, but I don't think that makes too big of a difference to be able to use our vintage sink there. Okay, so we're gonna go like that. Because when we start building, we've got to build to something. And honestly, no, it can't. It's not gonna hang over. So we're here. That's 15 as well. So we're real close. No, that's 15. That's 17. But still, it gives us a real good rough measurement. And that's it. Right to the edge of that tape. Kind of got to make that snap decision if I'm going to continue working. Is it worth sanding that down? Because I'm fairly sure I have all the trim that goes on it. There's some silver trim around the top and around the front. I better go look real quick. Oh yeah. I got it right here. I think. Well, if you don't, it's gonna work. Actually, I think this one is off a table, but this is the part that goes across the top. Let me make sure that it is correct. It's just a bit too tight. Now, do I want to? I would have to trim that down, which would not be that big of a deal, really. Actually, I think this came off of a table, but it's in one piece, and it might go all the way around that. I don't know why that is. Maybe I could use it for the new table. I don't know. Probably not. It's not that wide. Trim issues. Trim problems. It's fiberglass. You can repaint it with automotive paint. We paint fiberglass all the time on the trucks. You can do it anywhere with acrylic enamel. Amra is what we clear coated. Yeah, I've used the appliance enamel paint before. It's worked real well, and it holds up real good. I'm sure. I just don't spray automotive paint, so I wouldn't know exactly what I was doing. So there's that. I was sure that I had more extra trim than that. Maybe I don't. I thought I had 2 or 3 at one time. It appears I do not. Okay. That's going to have to go into my decision as well. I don't want to make a lot of extra work for myself at all. I don't know about trimming that thing out as well. Let me see. I got another. Wonder what J-rail would look like on top of this. I mean, that doesn't look bad. And it fits. Huh. That 90-degree turn might be a situation. But still, it does not look terrible. Because there's screws on the other kind that it came with. And I feel confident that I could trim enough off of both ends to put that other trim on. Huh. Who knows? Telling you. Otherwise, I could just build it out of wood like I normally do with the countertop and everything. I don't know. It's a tough call all of a sudden. Yikes. So I really want to use this. I really, really want to use it. Maybe it's just one of those things that can wait a day. I don't know. But I've got all day tomorrow too. I don't know. Man, be nice to use the original. It just would. It would be nice. I wouldn't have to buy a sink. I wonder if I've got a sink in here. There's another good question, a possibility. Let me look here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No. Yes. I got it. Alright, don't mind the noise. Everything's okay. So I still have one of these. So if I went with this brown one, I could use that brown stove right there and it wouldn't be that bad of a deal. See, that's too many options for me. I really only need one option and then try and make it work. You got this and can make it happen. Yeah. I don't want to make it happen. I don't want to force it. I want it to be really nice because it fits and it's what works on the trailer. Oh. Tough decision. Tough decision. Well, I do know something else I can do while I'm standing around thinking about it. Hope it's not too bright out here. I mean, it's bright, but I think everybody ought to be able to see. Hope that wind stays down. A couple days ago when we were doing a live, it was blowing this thing around. Curly is sleeping on. He's sleeping. Well, let's home. It's Saturday. So, of course, he's sleeping. And I'm sure she's giving him too many treats. All right, move this out of the way. Off to the side. So this is a piece of leftover from when I cut out the wall. So this is the good side of it. So if I wanted this to be facing out, you'd have to get this way. So this has to be on top. And then this, don't mind me talking to myself, sits out. There we go. Yes. Now I got to add an inch to that. Get my pencil and my working tools here, my ciphering tools. So my first stop is I want to get to 15. People need a little more leg room now, I think, is what the deal is. So I have been adding to these as we've been going throughout the years. I used to make them exactly like they were. I wonder if this is square from the factory. May not have to measure. So that's 1.25 quarter. Yeah, that's all right. Okay. I'm just going to start here because this has a little going in, and that's just a hassle. I like to put them straight down, make them nice and sturdy. So I can cut that out. First, I'm going to bring this straight down. I like being out in the sun, but man, it makes it hard to see sometimes. Is that right? So, let me get my jigsaw. I have got some safety glasses here that have a little tint to them, but all of a sudden, I can't find them. How about that? Everybody wants me to wear safety glasses until I can't find them. Well, shoot, that would be helpful. Gotta be here somewhere, don't they? I guess they don't have it. Back here, one stop up here, over here. Well, I guess I'll have to suffer through without it. I like a jigsaw. It's just I am not steady. I don't really know anybody that is steady enough to hit a straight line all the way up. Hey, let's try left-handed. You're terrible right-handed. All right, left hand coming up. I don't think that came out too bad at all. I think that'll be fine. So, let's see here. So we got to sand it down, and then we'll router the edge here, and that'll put a nice little rollover edge on it. And I think that'll be real sharp. Yeah, it does look okay. All right. Where are we at? What was I just thinking about doing? This. Oh, measuring my phone. I measure the phone. Because if I'm going to make the door side 35 inches or thereabouts, if I take it right up to the door, then I got to have foam is 35. And I do. I wasn't sure. Hop in here real quick. There we go. So the door has to slip in between this side and that edge. So, you know, instead of complaining about it, I think I'm just going to stop, take a second, and make this level. Where's my other smaller level? Wow, there it is. And you really need to be level when you're sleeping. Well, these are two different deals right here. Huh, okay. So, I think we gotta go down quite a bit. Actually. So I don't have a jack on this yet. I have a jack, I just have not installed it. And that shows to be very level. That's pretty close, pretty close. And the better we can level it now, the better our life will be. It just makes measuring a lot easier. Yeah, we're good right there. Okay. We are very good right there. So now I can take this and go right. Well, I'm just trying not to cut the door off right now. That's what I'm really doing. So now that I know everything is level, I can look at this other part up here. And get a real close estimation. That's bow on right there. So I take right there. Let's see exactly how much we have to work with. Well, wait a minute. It matters on our height because of the bump out. Our height is right here. That's where the bump out is going to start. Right here. And that's how they get an extra inch or two for seating and sleeping, by bumping this out to give it that canned ham flavor. Now, where is it? Right there. Ooh, that's 36. 36. And we're going to have a 1/2 inch that you can't sit on right here. So 35 and a half at the longest, and that's going to go there. Yep. So we'll go 30, 35 on that, and then we're going to be a lot shorter on this side. It's going to be 30 is all we're going to get out of this side. But I do know that they came from the factory that way as well on some of them. I know because I tore them down. I feel like I got too much going right now. Too much. But that doesn't mean we have to stop working. We're going to need to tear down some lumber. So we're going to take some 1x4s, cut them in half. So we're just going to take these standard 1x4s from the HD. Let me get this junky thing out of the way. Probably not the best place for. There it is. How about that? So if we go, yeah. All right. That gives us plenty to get started with. Oh, yeah. I don't know, man. I gotta chew on this for just a minute. I really like things symmetrical. Really like things symmetrical. And this is not going to be symmetrical, but it doesn't have to be. It just in my mind, it has to be. I think I'll bring my other saw out here while we try to build this out of the way. Out of the way. Don't worry, I'm on my way back. Don't leave yet. I've got to make a serious organizational challenge here in the shop. I think we can use that saw. Let's see if we got to work out there. I don't know. We're going to need that whole thing to work on. I'm going to have to make an adjustment. Over here. I really don't like the vertical. More people show up. It makes better. It makes better or more gooder, more better in the algorithm to go up and down. But I like it this way because you can see more of what's going on. Lots of details to be able to make your decisions and measuring to make. Yeah, if I take a break, I'll stay inside. So probably not. Let's see, what can we do here? Yeah, that's not terrible, in my opinion. Let's see. And I think you guys can see more than I can because there's a thing, just some stuff on the side there that gives me information. Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. All right. So, if I want to take this, I have to build out this way. And I think we said we're good at 35 plus that. I think is what we said. Well, let me get down to my mark. Here we go. Yeah. I think we're going to go 35, and then this half will give me 35 and a half total. So to come out, I'm going to need 2 and 35. But one thing I have kind of learned is this first one probably needs to be a little bit wider because that bed, this front one, because the bed is going to lay, the table, the dinette table is going to lay on it. On the front one, because there'll be another piece that sticks out and it's going to lay on that. It needs a little more reinforcement. So I think I'm going to cut another one down, only a little bit bigger, so that it has that available to it. It might be cool if we plug this saw in, don't you think? It might be okay. There we go. Give me one more cord to trip over. Why not? Okay. We're going to rip this down real quick. Saw the way. Make it 2. One thing I've noticed working outside, doesn't matter which way the wind is blowing, sawdust is going to go right in my face. Every single freaking time. The Pettysburg address, That's a pretty cool name. I wonder what it means. I know what it's referring to, but I wonder what it means. Why don't you get out a pencil and a piece of paper and make a design so you won't keep wasting wood? Oh, I'm not wasting any wood. I've done about 40 of these. The only thing that I'm worried about right now is just this has a different length than some. And all of them were really different. Not really different. They all were different. If you pulled them apart and you measure, you got 10 Scotties, pull them apart, took 10 measurements, you'd have 7 different measurements. So the design is there. I know what the design is. I have it in my head. It's just, this is going to be a different, because where the door is and where the bump out is, it's just going to be a different measurement. So I just have to measure it and cut it because there's only like 10 pieces to this thing and they're all straight lines. So thank you for that. I don't mean to be rude. Thank you for that opinion. That's a good opinion and everybody should do that. Absolutely. I've already got it in my head from doing it 40 different times. That's what she said. Yeah, that's true. That's true. So I haven't wasted any wood. And trust me, I do not waste wood. It's one thing I learned from John Serro of the Serro Scotty Company. We don't waste anything. Anything that even is left over, I use it as kindling in my fireplace. Do not waste wood. So we're going. Tell me what the Pettysburg address means. I think that's pretty cool. I used to live up that way back in the day. Well, it is in fact referring to Gettysburg address. Okay. So the front piece and the back piece should both be 35. And I will just cut them both at the same time. And I know that they will be exact that way. Exact-ish, right? Set that off to the side. We'll get my nail gun. I hope that didn't sound like I was bragging. I said 40 of them. It just means I did a lot of them. I didn't say I was right and perfect. It's just how I do it. Okay. Now, this is going to have a lip. Let me see that. There's going to be a lip right here. And a 1/2 inch piece of ply is going to sit in that lip. So we need to make it about 3/4. So that there'll be about a 1/4 inch lip, 1/2 inch for the seat. And the seat's going to fold up into a little door, little hatch, little secret compartment. Carpenter with 10 children because he never wasted wood. All right. So this would be 3/4. So if I went 3/4 and maybe even gave it a little bit of a nub, then I can take my pencil. And so, and it doesn't matter that much on this one, but that nub is there. That 1/4 inch is going to be there just to keep the cushion on. But this is on that side. It'll keep the cushion on. and then on the other side there's going to be the wall, and then on the kitchen side there's going to be the wall, the front wall, and then there's going to be the kitchen area. So it's really just a design feature, more or less, because it's not going past this anyway. But we're going to keep it in there because it is a design feature. So I'm going to get a piece a 1/2 inch and just kind of test out that theory. Make sure I've got that. So this, oh yeah, that's that right in there. Yeah, we are good. I want to know what the Pettysburg address means. Maybe their last name is Petty. Who knows? Don't know, and I'd like to know. Okay. Check my nails here. I think those are the big nails. Oh, that's what I want. Little Brad nails. No, it's not. These are the right ones. Okay, let's look. Yes, they are. Okay. It's a beautiful day here. It's just a little windy. I'm telling you, it gets me thinking about a fishing boat. I want to go fishing. I want to go fishing again. All right. So, I want to take this front piece. I kind of always take these stickers off as I go. I don't want to do it all at one time. All right. So, I think I'm going to go. I also need, down the front here, we need a little area as well, because that we're going to put a front face piece on it that's going to be made out of that Luan. And so I'm in a hurry to get home. So I need to put probably a 1/4 inch lip in here, and that will be coming up in a little bit. I just have to be cognizant of that as I put this front piece on. Okay. Well, this one has a bunch of sap on one side. Yeah. I'm going to put that side out so that it will hit that Luan. And it won't cause anybody any distress at any time. Let's see what this makes our seat. I'm going to move it back, I think, a touch. Should I? That'd be 22. I think 22 is a good cushion size. And I say that because we've got, do this in my head, we've got 75 inches to cover of this dinette turned into a bed. So 2 seat cushions is 44. 44 from 75 is 31, which would make 15.5 for the other ones, which will be a nice size to still fit underneath the window when it's in there. So I think 22 is great, actually. So 22 and then 2 cushions, push them in. We've got our 75. Okay, we can do it. Got my little 90-degree angle made right here. So again, just keeping in mind that I need 3/4 there. This is almost a 1/2. It's probably 3/8 to a 1/2 right here, where that Luan will slip right in there. Okay. Now I can do another one up here. And the good thing about this one it's going to be the back one. It's going to get screwed in from the outside through the wall into here. And that's going to just sturdy up everything. I'm going to, before this is finished, I am going to drill some pilot holes and some, and run some screws into it, countersink them so I can put some wood filler, putty filler on it. Then it's just going to be super sturdy. Way sturdier than they came from the factory. Yeah, this 119. Tomorrow we're going to be 70. Nice. Nice. Yeah, it's real nice here. Real nice. Okay. Now, if I remember, I don't know that there is one across the bottom, but we do have to do another one in the middle, because the one in the middle is, it'll be a two-piece door. One will be nailed down. The other one in the front will flip up. So we probably want to give it a little more room in the front, but I don't know what all you're going to be carrying in there that's going to be so big. So I'm going to find the center. I'm going to have to be 10 1/4 out there. And then maybe cheat it back an inch. I think would probably be okay. Let's see, where we at on these. I think we'll just go in with another one of these, and it's just got to be it. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. We've got to go here first. And then this one's going to set inside here. And then this piece will be shorter. So we'll do that first, and then we'll measure for our next piece. I know, it sounds like I don't know what I'm doing, but I 100% have it in my brain. I promise you. I just have to remind myself. I built too many Shastas in between Scotties. 20 and a half. Plus, I'm on a live stream. I want you guys to think I'm really smart. That ship's probably sailed. Okay. So, does it fit down there? Perfecto. Okay. Let's get the smooth side up so that it's beautiful. I think we'll go like this. Yeah. Up there. Okay. I got these 1x4s. They brought them down off the pallet. They were up on the thing at HD. Just like a fresh stock. And I got my pick of the litter, and they are all, especially for a big box store, very straight. And that just makes life so much easier. Okay, now we can do this. I can measure it, but hey, the wood's doing the job for me, so we'll just do it like that. Well, now here's the thing. Yeah, we're fine, we're fine. I'm going to put this one in flat. Hope you can see that. I hope it's making sense to you. Because if I put it in flat, Probably should take a little bit. No, that's fine. Okay, so if I go back just a touch, that's gonna, remember we put that center line in there. Now we'll put this in here. Measure here. We came over 8.5 exactly. Oh, that's way off. Let's see what that looks like. A little more. So if I lay this down flat right here, then I got more room to run it. Sometimes I don't run a hinge, and I may not on this one either. Propped up, plopped up, whatever. And underneath this is going to be a foot, a leg into a foot, so that when you sit on it, it doesn't just fall in. Okay. Can you see it? Are you starting to see it? Now we don't have to go across the bottom because we're going to nail this, screw it into the wall. And then I'm going to put one down here that we're going to nail into the wall. And then this will be nailed into the front. And this whole thing is what you're going to sit on. So it doesn't need legs. And this isn't coming out because it's going to have a piece down here to nail in. And plus this will be have a leg on it. And this right here will have a leg on it as well. So I think I'll build this piece. And not a lot. I know some people who did not think, they kind of did it the way I learned, just tore it apart, put it back together, but they didn't think to screw from the outside of the wall in. That's very, very important. Very important. It's what structurally adds so much. Here's the Department of the Redundancy Department. Structurally adds so much structure. But it really is. That's a serious thing, though. We're going 12 7/8 here. And this is that piece that I cut down from 2 inches. And this is the leftover from that. So when I tell you, I do my very best not to waste. I really do my very best. Now, I think the Pettibird person left. They didn't tell me what it means. I guess they didn't like my answer. Too bad. I should have stuck around. I bet they were probably pretty nice. Tall dude, what the heck? You're on live? Ah, yeah, I'm doing a little work today. Tall dude. BG must not be playing basketball. I never did follow much basketball though, but glad you're here, tall dude. We were supposed to be building the kitchen to this outlaw hybrid Scotty Highlander. I had too many decisions to make on that, so we moved on. We're going to make one of these dinette seats here, and then we'll reassess. Oh, that's perfect. Wow. Okay. Well, I guess that's what a tape measure is for. I don't know why I'm so excited. It's John, literally. I'm just tacking this in. I'm not putting a bunch in like you would expect. I'm going to screw them in later. So this is really starting to take shape, I think. I think you can kind of see where I'm headed with it. Hope you like it. I like building these once I get them. Like this first one, it takes me a little bit to jog my memory, but then when I get on that second one, no time. Okay. So now we got to do the same thing as we did over here. And we got to remeasure. We're at 12 1/8 on that one. I wore my Bowling Green shirt out to lunch today, tall dude. I was, as you guys may know, I was out of town, not last week, the week before. I was driving through Missouri, and I stopped at the Route 66. Was that Missouri? Pretty sure it was. Museum. Just to stop in, show Lillette, and grab a nice cold water and everything. And I had my Bowling Green shirt on that I'm always wearing. And the lady said, "Hey, are you Bowling Green, Kentucky or Bowling Green, Missouri?" I said, "I am neither of those, but my shirt is Bowling Green, Ohio." She was like, "Bowling Green, Ohio? It's the home of the Falcons, lady. What are you talking about?" She thought that was pretty funny. I guess she didn't know about Bowling Green, Ohio. And I only knew, I think, Bowling Green, Kentucky, because I think that Corvette museum's up there. And they had a great big disaster a few years ago. I had no idea there was a Bowling Green, Missouri. I mean, I'm sure they're proud of it. Not as proud as I am of Bowling Green, Ohio. Okay, let's go here. Again, this serves two purposes. Just a little extra structure right here. And it's going to hold in our Luan face piece. So it's structural and decorative as well. Okay. I'm going to want one across here. I probably don't need, well, you know what? I've got this one we've been cutting on. We might as well use it. 20 and a heavy 8. And because this one will be structural as well, we'll put just a couple of screws into the floor on this. And I kind of probably over-engineer these, just a touch though. You know, I just want people falling through. Is that marked? There it is. I tell you, that's just a nightmare I have building trailers, that somebody sits on their bed and they fall through. Somebody sits on their seat and they fall through, and I'm like, gee, Mindy, Christmas, why am I worried about this? I do it. I do it right. So I think. But I haven't had either one of those problems. Knock on wood. All right. Okay. Boy, that's starting to look pretty. I probably should go test fit it, because I'm probably doing it wrong. That looks real nice down there. I think I will test fit it just for the heck of it. See where we're at. Oh yeah. Yeah. No problemo whatsoever. That's nice. Now, one thing before we do the bottom part, we have got to run, and I think I already cut the piece for it. If I did, that would be spectacular. So, yes, let's get this kitchen out of my mind for a little bit. Off to the side. Kitchen options, I should say. Kitchen options. because I need to put a piece all the way across here that follows this line. Because when I build the bottom part of, build the bottom part, it has to be notched out for the luan and the leg to come down and be offset. I hope that makes sense. I'm going to dig right here because I'm pretty sure that I really did already cut that. But I've made so many moves already, I don't know where I put it. Oh, there it is. Okay. Check that angle out. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to sand it real quick because I'm going to have to shellac it once I get it put down. And that shellac actually, I mean, obviously shellac's the best thing in the whole wide world, but when this comes across here, it just, even though you're hardly ever going to see it because it's under the dinette, it really adds a lot to it if you keep it shellacked. And you know, we keep it shellacked. And here's the other thing. You're not even going to see 22 inches of it because it's going to be underneath the dinette seating. But who knows? I'm using a 80 grit, might be 60 or 80. Pretty aggressive. But I really want to get the splinters off of here because somebody might be in there with their bare feet. Ow. Yep, there's the first splinter. All right. That went pretty quick. Now this should be already pre-cut at 75, and it is. And the angle on that should be right up to the edge on both sides. Right up to the edge of the plywood, which should be right at the edge on the angle. On the angle. Well, maybe we can do this. Maybe you can see it. How about that? So this has to be cut out down here. My bad. But this is where the plywood meets the wall, and then this angle, I cut that one real good, will come out here, and that's what stops anything from coming in or out. And then that first piece of that first rafter comes right across here. So that one is on there real nice. So let's see here. What we need to do, we need to secure it. Secure it. And that's what we shall do. I'm going to put a little counter sink right here. You know what? I'm going to do that one that way. But I think the next one, I'm going to come up through the bottom. Because I am going to put some bracing underneath, but that bracing is under here is just to keep that. There's going to be a piece of metal that comes here just like a flashing, just to look nice. Okay. Now, since I've done that, I'm going to put one in here through the wall. This is that through the wall stuff I'm talking about. We don't want to give these walls any opportunity to get moving around going down the road. I think I'll do this side the same as I did that side. And then I'll go underneath here. Make sure we're good there. Only because these are going to be underneath our dinette seating, so you're not going to see them. Not that big a deal. Don't need to trim them out. All right. And from the outside. Yep. Crawl under here real quick. Wanted to fight me a little bit on that one. It's all right. Sucking that right down. Two more underneath will be plenty. Laying around on the floor on the job. Good. Did not pop through once. That is perfect. Okay. I like it. I like it. So, I guess what I wanted you to see is that when this well, let me just run to the other side real quick. When the seat comes out, it comes out to here. So it comes down like this. So the front of this, the back comes all the way to here. So is the front, but the leg is going to be here. So the piece that comes down here has to go like this and down. So we've got to keep. What is a lady walking and yelling into her phone? Huh. I guess it's windy. But anyway, that is where we're at on that. We've got to make a little template there as well. Now, I've got when I cut my ceiling, it's 76. So the rest is right here. And it will be plenty to go on the front of our dinette seat. Here, I see you don't feel. I think there's some people lurking. They're just not talking. They're probably just disgusted. All right. One easy way we can get started here. We can put this right here. And I could probably even put a quick one of these in here. This isn't how I normally do it, but that's how we're going to do it today. Put that in there. We'll be sitting right here. Now, we need to try to keep the floor nice. So we're going to come all the way across here to here. So we do need it to be at least this long to fit in here. So that's 35 exactly. So we could make these two pieces 35 and then cut them down to 14 and an 8. Is that going to sit in there? Yeah, 14 and an 8. So I'll do that right now. So 14 and an 8 is not something that I can cut on saw, but I can cut the excess off. So let's see. I think I'll do one at a time just to be safe. 14 and 8 comes out to right there. And then I'll just remove the excess. Okay. There's what we got. And we know in total we need 35, and we can measure that. I don't think we can measure anything, but that's 35. So we'll measure it, and we'll cut it. Get my straight edge. Okay, let's cut again. I actually think I'm going to, before I switch up my saw, I'm going to cut this one. As long as we're at it, right? All right, now Let's see. Cut that one down. 35. All right. So this has to come from there. Now you can see how far that hangs over. It doesn't look like that curve is that much, but it is. So this in here needs to be cut here, up right there, and then here. So we're just going to take those first two cuts out, and then we've got to follow the curve, and I'll show you how we're going to do that. I just want to get this out of the way first, honestly. Really need a new pencil. Sharpen this pencil. Okay, stay right there. Yahoo! Maybe I'm allergic to work. Who knows? Yeah. Okay. See where I'm going there? Now, what I need to do is get my sharper pencil. Anybody stepping in? Nope. That's all right. You don't have to talk. You can watch. We are visual and audio. Plus, it's a Saturday. I think some people might be out doing something. Okay, here's what I want to do. I'm going to take this and line it up as close as I can right here. Well, that looks way up, doesn't it? What did I do? What the heck? It's perfect. Okay. Oh, okay. I see. Yeah. That has to be even with that. How is... Oh, this goes down. No, that goes to that. I don't even understand what's happening over here. What are we doing? This is so weird. What is... This has to go back to there. It has to be there. I don't know. It should be somewhere in there. I just don't know. There. I think it's there. There we go. We're going to start. It has to sit up. There's probably part of the problem. Okay. We'll fix that. Drop that down. Try to even it eyeball up. There we go. Bring this out here. I think that's pretty close. Then we're just going to make this little cut right there. That is not enough. That is not enough. Get in there. Get on there. It's not far though. Just got to go inside of that a little bit. I'm going to take my... If I knew where I set my jigsaw, I'd go get it. Oh, it's here somewhere. There it is. Now, I normally do have to make a couple of adjustments when I'm doing this. I will admit it. Because they're all different, as I said. wonder if that's sticking out. It might be. I think it might be a little bit right there. And we'll just cut that first one. See what happens. Not without a battery, Ron. Not without a battery. Now, this isn't something that we can't make adjustments on. What we really have to be careful of is when we make this piece right here. We're going to make it at 27.5 to give us a ½ inch to work with. We're going to take it out of there. We're going to go over here. Bring you with me. Lori Barber. OMG, I can't believe I caught you live. Woo! Hey, glad you're here. Glad you're here, Lori. Lori? Yeah. Cool, cool. What are you working on, Lori? You got a camper? You working on it? Or you just like to watch camper stuff? Do you like to go camping? What's going on with Lori Barber? That's my question. Glad you're here. All right. Don't mind me. I'm using most of my brain power on math right now. Sometimes that can be dangerous. Okay. Here we go. So what I want to do is I want to build that bottom piece here. And I said, what did I say? 27. I said 27.5, didn't I? Yeah. 68 Shasta low fight rebuild. Awesome, Lori. Cool, cool. Yeah, that's a good little camper. 27.5 minus this 1.5 inches is going to be 26. So we got to make our bottom plate 26. Wait, is this is a big piece, is it? No, we got to save that. Where's that other stuff? There it is. There's my work tool right there. Okay. I got a smaller one. Okay. 26. 26. Here we go. Cut that out. And we shouldn't have to make any adjustments on this. Well, you know what I mean. There's always going to be an adjustment. But this part should stick in there nicely. It just really has to be able to accept the Luan, and the top part here is going to hold the leg on it. So, let's do that. All right? Yeah, it's right here, right here. Here we go now. All right. Right there. Again, I am just tacking these in, and I will go back with some screws. I just tack them in, make sure everything is right, and then I can go back with the screws. So 10.5 right here to make that first leg, and plus that's gonna hold the Luan. I'm gonna do another 10.5 here, in case you do one of those, you're sitting there and you whop, you know, it'll give it a little extra sturdiness. Oh, wait a minute, we got some information from Lori. And it's been 3 years and killing me. Oh no, Lori. Can't find the roof edge for back. Where do you live? If you live anywhere near world headquarters, Sand Springs, Oklahoma, the trailer roof edging, or as I call it, J-rail, but it's not J-rail. They have it in stock at Max Aluminum in Bristow, Oklahoma. It's $25 per 14-foot stick. Very reasonable. I had to make the kitchen and bedroom since it was gutted. Can't find anyone with any plans, so I studied pictures of others, and even the aristocrat camper. Mine has the step-up kitchen. Oh my goodness, okay. For a while, I felt like Lone Ranger till Lori came around. Sounds like a damsel in distress, Rob. We're going to help her the best we can. I am. I quit on her once, and the vintage trailer supplies sold out. Yeah, it is. It is. South of Raleigh, North Carolina. I have been to Raleigh. Raleigh-Durham Airport. I don't know if it's still called that. Back when the Durham Bulls were a thing. That was the 80s. I was over there a couple of times. Very beautiful country up there. I like North and South Carolina both, honestly. No problem, Lori. No problem. Happy to help. You can find my email on the YouTubes and everything. You're welcome to email me and send me. It always helps if you send me pictures and a good description. I'm happy to help. Okay. We need 2 at 10.5 is what my brain remembers. Hey everybody, Russ is here. So come in here and make sure I'm doing everything right so he doesn't have to edit as much.
Well, HR called me down and said not a lot was getting done. I said, I'll be right there, Curly.
At first there really wasn't, because I dug out that Scotty over here in front of the shaft, that original Scotty sink, but it turns out that somebody hand painted it. So I'm trying to decide, am I going to use that with the stove? I would probably just sand it down. It's just fiberglass.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'm going to paint it white. I'm trying to decide what I want to do with it. I don't want to make more work for myself.
And for reference, he says not a lot's been done. He's been working on this for 2 real days. And the bed's already in there, so let's not let him talk too much.
I don't know. I already had one person come on the live and question me, so I don't know.
Question you about what?
Yeah, well, I wasn't using a design and plans written down on paper to build these seats that I've built 40 times already, and I was nice. I think I was nice. I mean
that's
like take it personally.
I mean, I guess if they're trying to use it, but for you, it's like tying your shoes. You don't need a layout to tie your shoes.
That's what I was trying to say without trying to say I'm a big dog, because I'm not. But I was like, I've got it in my head. I'm just talking as I go here. That's all. Oh, I ran out of staples.
Like Scotty 15 or something?
Yeah, no, at least 15, if not
more.
Yeah.
I'm bringing you this.
Okay. Our special guest on the line. What's happening around here?
I know.
There we go. Again, for those just tuning in, I'm just packing these in. I'm going to screw them in. Okay, I guess we're good there. Then I'm just going to come about. Oh, yeah, you can see me. Okay, so I'm going to come back halfway here. And I'm just going to pop one in there. That'll give us another point to glue that Luan on, and then, we're going to staple it in. That's all. Nothing fancy. Just make it work.
Looks like it might have been blue under here before.
I think they were all, the ones I've seen, were all blue. Originally, that Scotty Robin's Egg blue. But I'm gonna probably just make it white to match because that's the refrigerator and the AC. Okay. So here's what I'm talking about right here. So if we take this, pop it in over here, move our drill out of the way.
Over here.
Over here. Listen. How am I? Don't want to say wrong. Everything's right. Let's see if we get caught. Okay. So we put this here.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Lori, if you got questions, you can email him at rebuilderrob@gmail.com. He'll answer any kind of measurements or any kind of questions. He's a lonely old man.
So this will set in here. Okay, I can see that we are just a touch off because that's I'm trying to put. Let me get my pencil. Because it's gonna, that piece is gonna suck up right to there.
I think you're all right.
I think it's over a touch. Yeah. Because if that goes, well, it's not. What's happening back there? Oh, you're in that lip. There.
Got you all nervous and flustered.
Yeah, you do. Oh, it might be okay. No. We got to come out this way. And we won't know for sure until we put the front on. So it's going to start here. It's still going to curve up a little bit, but it still has to meet there. So we might be able to do something like this and just take a little nub off. Let's see, it's right there. Try to keep the integrity of the curve, which isn't a whole lot right there, but it's enough to give us a good. I don't know how this is fitting on the outside and the inside.
I think like some of it's because like your top piece there isn't up against the board, and it's not all square right now.
Yeah. So that's a good point. So we'll probably just have to. I may just leave it on there. Leave all of that on there, and then when all the pieces get in, and as Russ was saying, once I screw this into this wall, everything's going to square up. It's going to square up there when I screw it in. And before I can test fit really with a piece of Luan. When that happens, I can just squeeze it up. You can just do something like this, really. And just see where we're at, like that. And then I can make my last little bit of trim there. So we don't need to be afraid at this point to put that on here. So I'm gonna run that sander real quick. Sometimes you cut that on that saw, gives you a little business as opposed on the back side.
I'm doing what I came here to do. Enjoy your life.
See, I have to pay him now because he made a cameo.
Yeah, it's true. Sad.
He's as bad as Curly. Shows up for 5 seconds, wants a full paycheck. Let's see where we're at. I have a major question also. We go to a vintage camper rally. Oh yeah, those could be fun. As we're putting the skin back on the back, there were more holes than we can figure out what they're for. I'll try to get you a pic email soon. New skin's not that expensive. It'll make it look like a brand new trailer. But again, everybody's on a budget. I'm on a budget. I understand. As we are, not as we are aware, I'm typing fast. That's right. You can. Yeah. Yeah. I'll help you when I can. Right. I'm gonna get the staple gun. Really? Do I need the staple gun? I can staple the top because we're gonna put a piece on there. Staple gun, where are you? There you are. I'll tell you, my Harbor Freight staple gun finally gave up the ghost after about 5 or 6 years. That thing really did a good job for me. I spent $200 stripping paint off the trim, off the tin. Yeah, I used to do that. What's your time worth? Even if it's worth $10 an hour, which I'm sure you're probably worth double or triple that, you could buy new skin. The whole trailer, new skin. Depending on how big it is. Yeah, if it's a low flight, I guess it's a 15 foot, like a 13-foot box, maybe. Yeah. Yep. It's not as bad as people think it is if you go to Max Aluminum. They give you exactly what you want. They don't add a bunch of stuff here and there to the price. You pick everything up. Actually, new friend of mine, eating glue just like kindergarten. Ooh. He came in from Missouri Thursday and Friday and brought his trailer, and he picked up a load of metal for his camper. Very interesting man. Have to get him on here one of these days. If he comes back, if he says he is, get him on here. 81 years old, and he's building his own camper for the third or fourth time, which I find very impressive. You just never know. Nobody is guaranteed any length of years, but sounds like he's making good use of his, and I surely do appreciate that on anybody like that. Okay. Could have screwed these in, really, at this point, but kind of wanted you guys to see what I was doing, and I could screw it in after that glue dries. All right, let's see here. Pretty good right there. Now I just have to fill these in with putty. Which are going to be underneath the dinette anyway. So I don't know that, I mean, people shouldn't be crawling underneath your dinette anyway, but if they do, they will be puttied up. And these up here don't matter because we're going to put a piece of ply or a piece of lumber over that for it to accept the dinette table into the bed. Get a good one right here. Alright, there's our legs coming down. Just a couple, really all it is just holding it till the glue dries. And the glue, believe it or not, that's going to weld that wood together, and it'll be very difficult. It'd be easier to take the staples out than it would be to get the glue off of it. I'm going to get some of my clamps. I'm going to clamp this top lip just because I want it to lay down real nice. There we go. That is a spot that you could see, and it's kind of close, but when you put these clamps on it, it's really close. It's right on, actually. And if I've got any hanging over the top, I can take the router to it and put it right where it belongs. Won't be any problem. I got a couple extra. I'll put them across the bottom. Nobody's going to see it, but why not? Let these clamps put the work in. There we go. Now we got 2 more pieces to build on this. Oh, we got to get that up. Did I not get that bottom piece? I did not. Get that stapled in. Huh, how did I miss that? All right. Oh, boss stitch is good. It's 15, I think 83 wide inside. Yeah, those were wide. But they fit in a standard garage, it said. I love to hear that age doesn't stop a person and passion because my bones are not getting any younger, but I love this. Yeah. Yep. Oh, Rob's latest build. Hello. Oh, you can't hardly see it. I don't mind showing it off. I'm pretty proud of it. Okay. That's nice. I'm telling you right now. Now, the next thing we have to do, 2 things. One is put a foot in the middle of this and on down. But I'm going to wait until I get it set in place, and then I'll have the exact measurement that I need. So I'm going to wait on that. But I think right now I am going to make the other piece that will, yeah, I've got a piece right there. So what I'll do is I'll make a piece that goes across here, and it's going to sit down. Let's see, the table is going to be approximately 3/4. So I've got to put that where that bench where it's going to sit down 3/4. No, because the table, the door or the seating part is a 1/2 inch, so I only need to go down a 1/4 inch, just a touch over a 1/4 inch. I think we'll be fine. Yeah. So we're not going down very far at all because there's going to be that 1/2 inch seat up here. What happened down there? What in the world? How did that happen? That's a major malfunction. I can fix it though with a hammer. Bring my hammer. There it is. And that, my friends, is why I did not screw it in yet. You'll see things. It's okay to make a mistake. Sometimes I even show mine on YouTube. So I've got to take this and what was I thinking? Oh, that was wrong. There we go. Over here. I'm gonna get these tacks down a little bit. There we go. Oopsie daisy. Boy, those clamps really make it hard. Heavy. Heavy. Okay. Now all we gotta do is drive a couple more nails. Brad nails in. I'm gonna give this an extra one because I got a little rough with it. And this one still needs a little more persuasion. There it is. Now, get in there, get in there. perfect. And it'll tighten up when you put a screw in it. Okay, so back to, boy, back to the issue at hand. We don't want a pencil though. We don't want the rail there to go the whole length. It's not necessary. So probably we'll start about right there. We'll come up to about right here. Trying to think about our table. Our table's usually only somewhere around 32 out. Yeah, shouldn't be a problem. Let me cut this real quick. I'm going to sand this down a little bit. I round these edges off on the top where it's going to sit down, just in case you're sitting down and you kind of hit against that. Oh, she's not. I've been off my Rob video game. I think I've watched almost all of them. Even rebuilding my workshop and office, I will definitely watch. He's a talented guy. Oh, wow. Thank you. Tell your husband thank you. Very nice. At times, go back a few videos and you'll see a little teardrop he did for a client named Ron. Yeah, that turned out great. Mission making campers great again. Hey, look, man, I wish I had this live build of a bench when I try to figure out how to build mine. It's definitely not the original measurements, but I will do. Hey, make it happy. Or happy. Make yourself happy. If you like it, that's good enough. Thank you. I appreciate it. I do try to be good at this. Okay. Now, we're going to, I think we could use this because we got 1.5. This is a 1 1/4. I think we're good. All right. So like I said, we have to go down a quarter. I'm just going to take these off real quick so that I can draw the quarter mark on here. I'll tell you, I'm not keeping track of my tools very well. All right, here we go. So all we need is a 1/4 inch. So if we set this right there. We're going to glue that down and screw it down because people are going to be sleeping on it. Ah, come on. And that glue is still wet. I am not putting my mouth on it. All right. Flip that over. Brad, nail it in. There. Now I'm gonna put these back up here to mush it down really good. Some of these are really stiff on the spray, and some aren't quite like that. Okay. So as I said, we're going to put a foot down here, just so when you sit on it, it doesn't collapse. And then we're going to screw all these in, and then we will sand and router this edge and hit the amber shellac. And then that one is done. I'm going to let it sit out here in the sun. Let the sun dry all that out, and I'll probably add, well, I won't add any, I'm not going to add any putty. I'll let it sit overnight. Let that putty sit overnight. I'll do that in the last thing. All right, let's answer some. Well, at least just this one camper I have. I don't think I could do it again. I got to make the cushions next. The back bed isn't working out, so I know I got the tilt wrong under the back window. There's a couple more functions. Pencil holder. They don't. There's something wrong with my ear. I think they stick out too far. It just falls off. I have to use my back pocket. Oh, quick question. I repainted the gas stove. I used heat rated clear coat, but the actual pink paint is just regular spray paint. Does it have to be sent off and redone? I don't do stoves generally. I have done some and reinstalled some. I've never changed one from its original. Now, the one that is in Karen's Pink Scotty, she did send it off to be reporcelained. I don't know if heat paint really does the trick or not. Some people say it does, some people say it doesn't. So, and I haven't done it, so I don't want to give my opinion on that. From what I remember, reporcelaning is like 130 bucks, something like that, which isn't bad. I mean, if that's your camper and that's your love, I don't think that's that bad. Because they really got, I think they have to sandblast the whole thing and reporcelain all of it. I don't know. I just don't care to have a stove in the inside of mine where I live. It gets too hot and it'll just wear you out inside that tiny camper or my tiny campers. So I don't, unless the customer requests it. I don't do it. For us, I'll just take a little Coleman camp stove with us. And I put a microwave in ours. We like to do a lot of meal prep, but if it's on the weekend and we're just out camping, I will catch some fish and eat it. And get up and cook bacon eggs for breakfast. And I'll do that out on the Coleman stove. Or I actually do have also a little plug-in hot plate just for the heck of it. I've got it. But we don't camp for weeks at a time. We're weekend people. We will take some trips once we get acclimated to it. My wife, especially, she's never camped in her life. First camper she ever saw was when she moved here and saw ours. Yeah, I guess that's a good price. I will look into it. Well, oh, it looked. Oh, yeah, they look great when they come back. My husband owns a HVAC. Oh, nice. You may need to take a tiny AC. It's way easier than you think. I've got a lot of videos on it. Uh, he could like I don't even when I first couple I did I used an HVAC guy to make my vent to the outside. Super overkill, expensive and overkill. It won't be for him because that's his business, and he probably is not going to have to pay full price, if pay at all, to make the vent. You can make the vent out of way less. You can make it out of Luan because it's not moving. It just directs air out the side the way I do it. Yeah, it's a fab idea. It'll just be for looks and use a hot plate. Good advice. Yeah, that's my opinion. Um, yeah. Had a fair amount of people uh, contacting me off of YouTube about they have a uh, vintage camper that they were going to rebuild and they just never got to it, asking if I want to buy them, which normally I would buy every one I could find. It's still slow. It seems to be picking up a little bit. Just, I mean, a lot of promises being made. Maybe not promises, but inquiries and thoughts and things like that. But no yes or no's as of right now. But at least the phone's ringing again, and I've just had to turn them down. There was a real nice. Well, when I would get done with it, it would be real nice. Mobile Scout, I had to turn down. They weren't sure what they wanted anyway. But those things, when they're done, those Mobile Scouts, good gravy, they're beautiful. We did Gary's. It's not as big. It's bigger. No, it's not as big as Gary's. Gary's is very big, as big as I ever want to do. I don't think I've worked on a big one since. I don't want to. But it turned out beautifully. Uh, but this was, I think, a 15. And I did help a guy on one of those, and they're just awesome, iconic. That, and I turned down a Scotty. Now they're just not worth what they used to be. And if I don't have any customers waiting for that particular make or model or brand, there's nothing I can do. Yeah, it seems right after we got ours, they dropped in price and interest. And yes, it's picking up around here again. Oh, well, that's good to hear. Remind me, are you North Carolina, right? Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's good. That's good. There's a gal up there in Virginia, there on the East Coast, that has a Scotty Highlander that they tore down and just don't have the interest to finish it. Um, it'd be a good buy for somebody that wanted to start fresh, you know. I'm glad you're seeing some movement. Movement starts on the coast, and then it works towards the middle. And unfortunately, I'm in the middle. But we get to keep it longer, I guess. So I'm glad to hear that. Keep me busy. All right, you guys, I'm going to pack it in. I got to run in the house here, and I am going to have a cold beverage as Big Job recommended. We bought parts off of an old Yellowstone camper. The lady still has it. We're supposed to get the Princess stove. Oh, yeah. Somebody would want that. Yeah. But I thank you. I thank everybody for stopping by. I don't know if I'll go live tomorrow. Easiest way to find out is just to click the bell. Click the bell, and it'll notify you when I just pop on like these. That's all I'm doing now is just these little pop-ups just for fun when I think there's something that you might be interested in. So, Big Job, Rob, you never know with the summer coming, and a lot of the younger car culture into campers. I'm seeing that. I'd like to when Dog Patch finishes up with my Econoline, I plan on taking my Econoline and my Shasta to a couple of just local car shows. Nothing fancy. All right, everybody. I appreciate everybody, and click the bell so that